A dramatic moment unfolds inside the courtroom as a woman stands before the judge facing serious drug-related charges involving cocaine. Right from the beginning, the hearing takes an unexpected turn when the defendant begins giving unusual explanations about how the drugs could have been connected to her. She admits she might test positive for marijuana and alcohol, but strongly denies ever using cocaine. Her explanation quickly raises eyebrows when she claims that cocaine can somehow come out of other people's pores if you touch them. As the hearing continues, the judge carefully questions her about the situation, trying to understand exactly what happened. The woman appears in court and confirms that she understands a plea agreement that includes 2 years in a state jail facility along with a fine. She pleads guilty to the charge, but when the judge asks about the circumstances surrounding the cocaine, her answers become even more confusing. She claims she barely remembers what happened, saying she only had one drink at a meetup before suddenly waking up in jail. Things become even more serious when the court learns that she has 4 children, including a 12-year-old who lives with her. The judge begins to express concern about the environment the child is living in, especially with drugs involved. The courtroom grows tense as the judge questions her judgment and responsibility as a parent. In the end, the judge delivers a strict warning along with the sentence. The 2-year jail term is suspended, but the woman will now face 4 years of probation with strict conditions. She must complete community service, attend sober meetings, undergo evaluations, and stay in close contact with probation officers. The judge makes it clear that if she fails to follow these rules, the suspended jail sentence could become a reality. The case ends with a powerful reminder that probation is not freedom, it's a final chance to prove that real change is possible.
Your attorney, did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Any objections to the court changing that?
No, Judge.
There's a $500 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
That your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours of community service restitution, and the DOEP course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client really wants to get this behind her, and she hopes that the court follows the agreement we have with the state.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes.
What are their ages?
I have 4 children. 3 of them don't live at home, but one's 12. He's turning 13 and 26.
All right. And who does 12-year-old live with?
With me and my husband.
Since when?
Since birth.
All right. So what are you doing with cocaine on you?
I have no memory how any of that transpired. I hadn't been in any kind of trouble. I went to go and meet up with a friend, and I had one drink. I remember having 2 or 3 sips out of it, and I don't remember anything else. And I woke up and I came back, and I was in jail. So I have no idea.
All right. So have you ever used cocaine before?
When I was 20 or 19, something like this, one time.
All right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So here's the thing. You're going to be drug tested today.
Okay.
And what are the results going to be? And here's the thing. Just be honest with me. I'm inclined to grant your application. I'm trying to figure out what services you need so you won't end up doing 2 years at the state jail facility, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're going to get drug tested today.
It's probably going to be marijuana and alcohol. And I don't think it's a coke, but
So marijuana, alcohol, potentially cocaine.
yeah, because it was around the house. And that's why my husband, we're moving. So we're moving to get away from the people that have this.
No. Why is cocaine around your house?
Because we're moving. Like it's not my, okay, I'm sorry. It's not my.
No. Why is cocaine around your house?
Partner.
Judge, I think she was saying she's moving and the people that she lives with have the cocaine. That's why they're moving.
So, but why would she be positive for cocaine unless she's on the manufacturing line, potentially? I don't understand why she would test positive for cocaine.
I just thought that the people said that it comes out of people's pores, and if you touch something, then you get it too. That's what I heard on.
So have you been touching people?
I'm just like, we live in the same place. So I was just thinking it may,
Are you trying to say that you might have a contact? high
yeah,
or something?
something that, something could have been around it. That's all.
All right, so it is 10:16 a.m.
Mhm.
Why would you be positive for alcohol? It's morning time.
So I drank yesterday.
All right. And then the marijuana? Why would you be positive for marijuana?
Because I lasted in your system for like 3 weeks, right? Like 3 months or something.
So you have a 12-year-old and you're using marijuana. You're around people who have alcohol, who have cocaine just laying around an apartment. I don't understand why you have a 12-year-old living in that situation.
That's why we're moving.
Mhm.
I mean, like, I'm disabled. I don't want to get a disability check. So like, and then he got a better job. So now we are able to get our own place away from all this other stuff so that we don't have to deal with it anymore.
Okay, at the end of the day, honestly, and I will tell you, your attorney has done child protective services cases. I don't understand why child protective services is not involved in your life when you're at Circle K and the officer is called out because they say you're causing a disturbance at Circle K and you had a previous criminal trespass there. And that officer tells you, you know what? Let me know where you need a ride. I'll give you a ride to that location so there won't be any problems. And you said, nope, I'm not taking a ride with you. And so he's getting ready to leave and you go right back to Circle K causing issues. And this is not the first time you had a criminal trespass with the Circle K.
Actually, it is. But I know.
No, it's not.
Um,
According to the report, this is not involved in her life. Child Protective Services should be involved in her life because marijuana, alcohol, cocaine, 12-year-old around marijuana, alcohol, cocaine does not mix. So I'm going to do what I can do to protect the child and hopefully set conditions for her where she will be successful. And I'm going to give you these conditions. And if you miss any of these appointments, a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. Do you understand? Are you employed?
no,
How do you support yourself?
I get disability
Disability for what?
for bipolar disorder.
All right. Okay. It's ADHD and bipolar. That's what people always get disability for. So how long have you been diagnosed with bipolar?
Since I was 25.
Okay. And has your 12-year-old been diagnosed with anything?
I mean, he's got ADHD, but we don't, they say.
And is she getting SSI for her ADHD?
No.
Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow all recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, she'll go into inpatient treatment. There's going to be 180 sober meetings in 180 days. Probation, sorry, I'm going to need you to do Child Protective Services job or help them with their job. I'm going to ask for field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And probation is you can let them know. She says there's a 12-year-old at the home, and to make sure they check on the 12-year-old. All right, thank you. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person and the UA hotline until further notice. And there's to be no contact with Circle K. Let's see where this is located. At 5494 Babcock Road, 78240. Probation, is there anything else? Okay. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Oh, see this.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Probation, if you can make sure that she gets a UA no later than tomorrow. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you have an issue, you need to let probation know. Do not come at them with this, I don't remember thing. If you're going to use, pick up the phone, call probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you feel as though they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I think you should know that a 12-year-old should not be living in the situation that you have that 12-year-old living in. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, good luck to you.
A tense moment unfolds inside a courtroom where a woman stands before the judge facing serious drug-related charges. What appears at first to be a routine hearing slowly turns into a strange and uncomfortable exchange as the defendant begins explaining the situation in ways that leave many people in the courtroom confused. When the questioning begins, the woman openly admits that she might test positive for marijuana and alcohol. She doesn't try to deny that part. But when the discussion turns to cocaine, her response suddenly changes. She firmly insists that she did not use cocaine at all. According to her, there must be some other explanation. And that explanation quickly catches everyone off guard. The woman claims that cocaine can somehow come out of other people's paws if you touch them. She suggests that simply being around someone who has used cocaine, or touching someone who has it in their system, could somehow transfer the drug to another person. The explanation is so unusual that it immediately raises questions about her credibility. The judge listens carefully but remains focused on the facts of the case. Drug charges are serious, and the court is not interested in strange theories. Still, the woman continues to insist that she did not intentionally use cocaine. As the hearing continues, more information about the woman's life begins to surface. She tells the court that she has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and that she receives disability benefits. The judge acknowledges this information but keeps the focus on the legal issue at hand. Eventually, the conversation shifts to the formal court appearance where the woman must address the charges directly. When she walks into the courtroom, the judge notices something immediately. The judge comments on her clothing, pointing out that what she is wearing may not be appropriate for a courtroom setting. The moment may seem small, but it reflects something important. Courtrooms operate with a sense of seriousness and respect. The judge's remark sends a clear signal that the situation should be treated with the gravity it deserves. Once that moment passes, the judge begins discussing the plea agreement that has been offered in the case. The agreement includes a 2-year sentence in a state jail facility along with a fine of $500. Before anything can move forward, the judge carefully asks the woman whether she understands the terms of the agreement. The woman confirms that she understands. The judge then asks if she understands that by accepting the plea deal and pleading guilty, she is admitting to the offense. Again, she says that she understands. Finally, she enters a guilty plea. At that moment, the case moves into the sentencing phase. Even though the plea has been accepted, the judge still wants to learn more about the circumstances surrounding the case and about the woman's personal situation. During this part of the hearing, an important detail comes out. The woman has 4 children. One of those children is 12 years old and currently lives with her. The moment the judge hears that information, the tone of the courtroom shifts. The case is no longer just about drugs. Now it also involves concerns about a child who may be living in an unstable environment. The judge begins asking more questions. Where did the cocaine come from? How did it end up connected to her? What exactly happened on the night that led to the arrest? The woman struggles to give clear answers. She explains that she attended a meetup and had one drink. After that, she claims that everything becomes hazy. According to her story, she doesn't remember much of what happened after that point. The next thing she remembers, she says, is waking up in jail. But even while telling this story, she continues repeating the same unusual explanation about cocaine somehow transferring through physical contact with other people. The judge listens, but it becomes clear that the court is not convinced by this reasoning. As the conversation continues, the woman admits that she has recently used alcohol and marijuana. While those admissions may seem small compared to the cocaine charge, they still raise concerns about her overall lifestyle and decision-making. The judge also learns that the woman has had other legal issues in the past. One of those incidents involved criminal trespassing at a convenience store. While it may not be as serious as the current charge, it still shows a pattern of behavior that the court cannot ignore. At this point, the judge begins speaking more directly about the seriousness of the situation. The biggest concern is the presence of a 12-year-old child living in an environment where drugs are involved. The judge expresses concern that Child Protective Services may not yet be involved in the situation. From the judge's perspective, the safety and well-being of the child must be considered. The woman tries to reassure the court by saying that she and the people around her are planning to move. She explains that the move is meant to help them get away from individuals who are involved with drugs. She suggests that a new environment could help her avoid the kinds of situations that led to her arrest. But the judge remains cautious. Promises about future changes are easy to make in a courtroom. The real question is whether those changes will actually happen. After hearing everything, the judge prepares to announce the sentence. The courtroom becomes quiet. The judge explains that the woman will receive a 2-year sentence in a state jail facility. However, that sentence will be suspended. Instead of serving the time immediately, she will be placed on probation for 4 years. At first, this might sound like a lighter punishment, but the judge quickly explains that probation comes with strict conditions. The woman must pay the $500 fine. She must also complete 100 hours of community service. Those hours can be satisfied by completing parenting classes, something the judge believes could help her better understand her responsibilities as a parent. In addition to that, she must undergo a TAP evaluation to assess her situation and determine what kind of support or treatment she may need. Another major requirement is that she must attend 180 sober meetings within 180 days. That means she will need to attend a meeting every single day for 6 months. On top of all that, probation officers will conduct field visits to monitor her progress and ensure she is following the rules. The judge emphasizes that communication with probation officers will be extremely important. Missing appointments, ignoring instructions, or failing to follow the terms of probation could quickly lead to serious consequences. If she violates probation, a warrant could be issued and the suspended jail sentence could become active. In other words, the 2-year jail sentence is still hanging over her head. Before ending the hearing, the judge delivers one final message that carries a lot of weight. A 12-year-old child should not be living in an environment surrounded by drugs, instability, and legal trouble. The responsibility to change that situation now rests entirely on the woman standing in the courtroom. The hearing eventually comes to an end, but the story doesn't really end there. Instead of going straight to jail, the woman has been given something that many defendants hope for but not everyone receives. A second chance. But probation is not freedom. It is a test. For the next 4 years, every decision she makes will matter. Every appointment, every meeting, every rule will have to be followed carefully. If she truly wants to turn her life around, this probation period could be the opportunity she needs to rebuild her life and create a safer environment for her children. But if she fails to take the situation seriously, The consequences could be far more severe than the ones she faced in court that day. And that is the reality she now walks out of the courtroom with: the chance to prove that change is possible, or the risk of losing that chance entirely.